Fam, it's your brother Jay in Israel. What's good, family? How is the family doing? Live stream is going up on a Wednesday. Hey, what it do? That's right, family. It's Wednesday, and your brother is going live. Let me know that you are here, family. Say peace. Say shalom. Say hi. Say something. Don't be scared. Do not be a stranger. And as you come into the chat, let me make sure everything is all right on my end so we can get started. Hey, baby, can you turn on the light right here? This big old bright light for me? Thank you. We're live, family. All the mistakes, you know what it is. It's on the house. It's on your brother. All right. Let me go ahead and check YouTube Studio to make sure we are good. YouTube Studio says excellent condition. I hope that's the case. Family, if you can hear me, type 1. Type 1. 1, 1, 1. Type 1, family. Let me know that you can hear me so we can get started. Shalom, shalom, Web3 Income Hub in the building. That's our brother right there, 12TJC. It's good to see you, King. Let me know, family, if you can hear me so we can get started with tonight's live stream. Before we get started, I'm going to go ahead and run through some quick announcements, family. They are worth it. Trust me. I sound like a shady car salesman. Trust me. No, for real. Trust me, family. They're worth it. Let me go ahead and pull up the announcements on screen. I'm going to run through them real quick so we can get it popping. All right. So when you click on any of my videos, thank you for the one confirmation. Thank you. Appreciate that. Because I have these goofy headphones. If you ask me, they're goofy. They're a little uncomfortable, family. I went a long time without using headphones, but I finally faced reality. I faced myself, and I came to the decision that I'm going to wear headphones. That way we don't have to deal with, or we can reduce. I'll say it that way, because live streams, you're going to have mistakes. It's just what it is. However, the headphones are going to reduce any of the echo and the feedback that we're getting. So hopefully that's the case. So let me go ahead and show you, family. When you click on any of my videos, for example, let me go ahead and share my screen. Because I can't hear myself wearing these headphones. I feel closed in, family. It feels weird. It feels like I'm swimming underwater. I'm trying to have a conversation with y'all. So if I appear goofy, it's because I am. All right. Anyways. All right. Where were we? Oh, yeah. The announcements. All right. I get to show off my super cool, awesome videos on screen. Right here, family. When you click on any of my videos, especially the latest video that we just released yesterday, Stephen Graham on filmmaking, testimony, Hebrew Israelite identity, and awakening. That's right. This is the Stephen Graham. Stephen Graham is a legend, family. He's a legend in our community. He is a filmmaker. His films have been clipped up. They've been stolen. They've been plagiarized. Unfortunately, by our community. Our brothers and sisters are taking his content and not giving him the credit. However, you've seen his content throughout the YouTube streets. And feel free to check out this live stream that we had yesterday. Stephen Graham is from the UK. UK/Jamaica, and he was able to be gracious with us and make the sacrifice and do the interview yesterday. It was an amazing interview. So go ahead and check that interview out, and I'll show you, fam. When you click on this super cool, awesome video, revealing hidden truth, announcements, I'll pause it. When you go into the description, for example, right here, unlock free goodies, 30 words in Paleo Hebrew, Biblical Hebrew, and English, video tutorial, and free PDF download. I created all these free goodies, family. They're absolutely free. They're worth money, but I'm looking out. Get those 30 words. That way you can impress your family and your friends with your Hebrew. That's right. Yahusha's, the Lord's Prayer, in Hebrew and English, video and free PDF. The 10 Commandments in Hebrew and English, video and free PDF. The Shema prayer in Hebrew and English, video and PDF. The priestly blessing in Hebrew and English, the Benediction, you guessed it, video and PDF. If you desire to be an ambassador for Yah, if you desire to wake up our people to the awakening, you can do so with your apparel. Let me go ahead and show you how. Click on the link right here where it says Need Hebrew Israelite Apparel. Click on the link. Click on the link. Kavod. Kavod. Some of y'all are like, what is Kavod? It's better that I show. Let's get it. Let me share my screen. Check this out. Alrighty, family. Kavod, styled in legacy. Shalom, unlock 20% off your 20% off your order. Hebrew Israelite t-shirts and apparel, black owned. Get your 20% off right here, family. Go ahead and get that deal. And you get a variety of clothing for regular days, feast days, as you can see. Clothing for women, men, and children. Shirts, hoodies, sweaters, jackets, long sleeves, sandals, etc., etc. All praises to Yah. Shalom, shalom, Zoom play. What's good, King? For sure, Ak. It's a great conversation starter. It gets the conversation going. I know because I'm a witness. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. But before I do, shalom, shalom to ultimate number 3. What's good, King? All right, family. So with the announcements right here, if you'd like to support the ministry, feel free. You can do so through Patreon, Cash App, PayPal, or buy me a coffee. I have a JOB, so I'm not asking you to give unless you're going to do it. Unless you're going to do it. No, but for real, family, I have a job, so if not, my wife would make me get one. Patreon, if you would like to unlock exclusive content that you will find nowhere, and I mean nowhere on the internet, we got you right here. Patreon, unlock exclusive biblical advanced teachings. Unlock a variety of digital downloads. And in the future, I will have the Hebrew course. When I have details on that, I'll let you know, family. All right. Now, I would like to speak about yesterday's interview. We had the honor and privilege to hear from the Stephen Graham. If you don't know who Stephen Graham is, you better ask somebody. For real. Family, Stephen Graham is a journalist. He has brought us information that you will not get in a public school. He brought us information. He brought us information that you will not get in a public school. He brought us information that you will not get in a private school. He spends his own money. He taught himself how to create films, how to create documentaries. And guess what? He didn't just use some ChatGPT app, or he didn't use just some Canva images. No, he actually showed up to these locations. Talk about boots to the ground. He showed up to the Holy Land. He showed up to these places and documented this information. And his information is what is one of the reasons why I'm wearing this kippah right now, family. So I'd like to speak about a little bit about yesterday's interview, and then we'll proceed with the next topic. I'll go ahead and open up the panel. If you guys are interested, I'm gonna go ahead and let everybody know that I will open panel momentarily. That's a good word to use, momentarily. I don't know how to spell it. Slinky. I'm pretty sure that's not how you spell it, but that's good enough for me. Anyways, yesterday's interview was amazing, family. Let me go ahead and show you. On screen right here is our good brother, Stephen Graham, the legendary Stephen Graham. Right here, family. So go ahead and check out this video when you have the time. Stephen Graham on filmmaking, testimony, Hebrew Israelite identity, and awakening. If you are in the awakening, I am pretty sure you have seen his content. I am pretty sure. I'm not a betting man, but I would bet that you have seen his content. And yesterday we've showed a clip of his content. And if you are interested in his content, go ahead and subscribe to StephenGrahamProjects.com. We'll go to his website right now. Let me go ahead and go off screen. I don't want to hurt your eyes, family. Oh, wow. I spelled it right? Oh, man. Shalom. Israel. Porter. What's good, King? Let me go ahead and show you his website, family. Right here. At Stephen Graham Projects. Let's go to videos. Popular. I'm sure you've seen this clip before. And if you haven't, check it out. Check all of his work out. Check everything out, family. And also check out his website. Let's go to the latest. Check out his new series that he has out on his website. Oneness, Season 1, Episode 1, Who Are the Children of Israel, Part 1. If you want to see the complete, if you want to watch the full series, if you want to watch Part 1,
Are you struggling with the crazy volatility?
If you desire to watch Part 1, go ahead and click on his website and feel free to watch the trailer that he has right here. This is not the trailer. This is a commercial right here. But after this commercial, watch the trailer and go ahead and subscribe to his website. Let me go ahead and share that screen. Right here, family. Go ahead and subscribe to SGP VOD. And please check out Oneness Season 1, Episode 1. Who are the children of Israel? Part 1. I've seen it. I am a subscriber. And I encourage you, family, to support our good brother, Stephen Graham. Yeah, yesterday was an amazing interview. So when you have the chance, go ahead and check that out, family. All right. So tonight, we are going to talk about a variety of things. It's going to be more like a free flow. Tonight's going to be like free flow. Open panel discussion, Q&A, Trump's tariffs, recession fears. If you are not aware, family, Donald Trump has labeled today, April 2nd, as Liberation Day. Now, Israelites, I don't know if you care or if you don't care. However, we should at least be aware. If you don't care, at least be aware. As Israelites, it's important that we are versatile, we are diversified, and we are conscious. Quoting verses to condemn Esau is not good enough. We have to be about health, wealth, and relationships. And we have to be aware of topics that may not be popular in our community, which includes politics. Are we in captivity? Absolutely. We live in captivity. For sure. It may not seem like it. It's a real comfortable captivity. If I'm going to keep it a buck, if I could be honest now, it's pretty comfortable. We have our problems here in America, but it's pretty comfy here. However, historically speaking, to keep it a buck, we are in captivity, even if it feels pretty comfortable. And with that said, we have to at least have some knowledge of what's going around us. Even though we are severed, we are cut off from this world, we are cut off from society. That doesn't mean we have to ignore society, because we still live in this society. Happy Passover and Feast of Unleavened Bread to you, Israel Porter. Chag Sameach. Happy feast. Shalom, Ema, Marcia, Hamilton. It's good to see you, Ema. Ema, Mardia. All praises to our great King. Thank you for joining us. Now I'm going to go ahead, before I open up the panel here momentarily, I'm going to go ahead and read an article from Yahoo Finance. I just want us to be aware, Israelites. Just have awareness of what's going around us. Yeah, ultimate number 3. We're working on the uni part, as you can tell. we got different schedules. We got different customs. We speak different. We look different. We act different. And we celebrate Passover different. We celebrate it on different days. If you ask me, as long as you celebrate it, whatever your calendar says it's Passover, it's Pesach, and it's all good with me. I will celebrate Passover on April 12th. My wife and I, we are going to go live on April 12th, and we are going to celebrate Passover with you, family. So if you'd like to join us and celebrate Pesach, feel free to join us Saturday night, April 12th. And when time gets closer, I'm going to go ahead and release a YouTube community post, and I will leave the video. I'll post the video in advance. That way you can turn on the notification bell, and that way when the time arrives, you will get the notification. So yes, ultimate number 3, I will be celebrating Passover on April 12th. However, those who are celebrating Passover right now, I'd like to say to you, Chag Sameach, happy feast. All praises to our great King. For sure, for sure. All right, so let me go ahead and bring up this article. I'm going to bring some awareness, family, because today Trump is calling this day Liberation Day, referring to the tariffs. And we're going to get into that. We're going to get into Donald Trump's tariffs. Why? Because it affects our money, or it can affect our money. It definitely will affect our money, if you ask me. So let me go ahead and find an article from Yahoo Finance. Wow. All right. All right. I'm just reading the chat if you're wondering what I'm doing. You guys are probably always wondering what I'm doing. I'm always looking awkward. But you're used to that. You're used to that by now. You're used to my awkwardness. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. Let's find the recent article. I've been checking in today because today is the big day. Trump's tariffs. Let's go to the most recent one. And family, I gotta say this. My wife and I, we are diversified. We are investors. We invest in the stock market. Oh, yes, we do. And we encourage you, family, to go ahead and get your paper multiple ways. Yeah, I have a job, but that's not my only income, family. And especially in today's economy, in America, you got to have multiple streams of income. Even if it's a side hustle, whatever, it's good to have multiple income, family. Have that money coming in multiple ways. I'm just pulling up the most recent article. Okay, this was updated 4:09 p.m. That's pretty recent. So yeah, let me go ahead and get that. And go ahead and share my screen. And let me know what you think, family. Let me know what you think about the tariffs that Trump is putting into play. Do you care? Should we care? As Israelites, if you ask me, I think we should be aware. You don't got to care, but at least be aware. At least have some awareness of what's going on as family, because it is going to have an effect on us. All right, let me go ahead and get the screen. Okay. Shalom, shalom. Ima, Bithia. It's great to see you, Ima. I'm interested to hear what you think about today, about Donald Trump and the tariffs, aka Liberation Day. I like to ask the chat, should we pay attention to politics? You know my answer. My answer is hell yes. I repeat, hell yes. Israelites, we're not one-dimensional. We're not top-heavy. There's too many Johnny Bravo Israelites. Too top-heavy. Muscular up top, skinny in the bottom. We need to be balanced, family. Anyways, let me go ahead and get it. Feel free to disagree with me, by the way. Trump's tariffs, live updates. Trump reveals Liberation Day. Tariffs across over 150 countries. As Israelites, we have to be tapped in globally. Why? Because our family is everywhere, globally. We are spread out throughout the four corners of the world. Israelites are everywhere. Let's get it. President Trump ended months of suspense Wednesday by revealing broad reciprocal duties on all U.S. trade partners and what he has referred to as Liberation Day, quote unquote. Trump announced plans to impose a baseline tariff of 10% across all countries. That's already highlighted. I was going to get my Hebrew highlighter, but it's already highlighted. Upping those duties for various partners whom he described as bad actors. Here's a sampling of some countries' rates set to go into effect. Feel free to look at this, family. Trump announces higher reciprocal tariff rates for worse offenders. Countries face duties of at least 10% of Trump's new reciprocal tariff plan. Many will see a far higher rate. Country, China, the EU, Vietnam, Taiwan, Japan, blase, blase. Feel free to look at it, family. Israelites, do we even care? I hope we do. We should care to some degree. We should care. Anyways, the move Wednesday are the latest escalation of a trade war that also includes plans to impose 25% tariffs. You see that, family? Plans to impose 25% tariffs on all foreign-made vehicles this week. You see that, family? Here's a rundown of other tariff-related moves Trump has made in his first months in office. Here's a rundown, family. Steel and aluminum duties. A 25% U.S. tariff. Let me go ahead and highlight that. Hebrew highlighter. Get your highlighter ready. Steel and aluminum duties. A 25% U.S. tariff on imports of steel and aluminum for all countries took effect on Wednesday, March 12th. Levies on Canada and Mexico. The U.S. paused tariffs on goods and services compliant with the U.S.-Mexico-Canada agreement, the USMCA, until April 2nd. This agreement remains in effect. The White House said Wednesday. Venezuela. Trump said the U.S. will impose a secondary tariff on Venezuela to take effect on April 2nd. Any country that buys oil or gas from Venezuela will face a 25% tariff when trading with the U.S. I'll go ahead and read this. Canada, Mexico largely spared from new tariffs for now. For now, family. Canada and Mexico were curiously missing from the White House's lengthy list of countries to which a new bracket, 10% tariff, and potentially higher reciprocal duties will apply. That's because of a previous agreement that was hashed out in the run-up to President Trump's earlier threats on the countries, according to the White House. That means most imports from Canada and Mexico are not subject to any tariffs as long as they are compliant with terms in the Trump-negotiated USMCA. Still, Canada Prime Minister Mark Carney hinted a response from the country would be forthcoming. Feel free to read the rest of the article. I'm gonna go ahead and read this portion right here, and then I'll close the article and we'll move on from there, family. Citi says, don't buy the dip as tariffs remain a repeated headwind to stocks. Now, family, like I said earlier, my wife and I, we are stock market investors. We own stocks, we trade stocks. So this right here is one of the reasons why I pay attention, why we pay attention to the stock market. I said that backwards, but you're used to that by now. One of the reasons why my wife and I, we pay attention to politics is because it has an effect on the stock market. In other words, politics influences and affects our money. Politics has an effect on our paper. Stuart Kaiser, Citi's head of U.S. equity trading strategy, wrote in a note to clients late Wednesday that the tariff announcements were worse than investor expectations, and he doesn't recommend buying the dip in stocks yet. The pattern of negative headlines, delayed deadlines, and better than feared implementation seems likely to continue, and the president's announcement included the potential of rollbacks based on negotiated bilateral outcomes, Kaiser wrote. In our view, tariffs are likely to remain a repeated headwind. So I'm going to go ahead and close right there, family. Feel free to read the rest of the article. But to sum up the article, let me go ahead and scroll to the top. Right here and just show you. Right here, quote unquote Liberation Day, impose a baseline tariff of 10% across all countries. If you want to learn more about that, you can, family. You can feel free to get this information. But I'm going to go ahead and move on. All praises. That's right. That's right. I agree. I agree, Ema, Bithia. We need to be aware and beware. Right. Just checking out the chat. I think Trump is insane in the membrane. No brain. Insane in the membrane. Yeah, Trump is crazy. Look, Trump, he's crazy, family. But he is the president, whether we like it or not. I'm just checking out the chat. It's good to see that we're tapped in. It's good to see that we're not one-dimensional. That's right. I agree. I'm highlighting that. Yes, that's right. That's right. Ema, Marcia. Ema, Mardia. I feel we should always be aware of our surroundings. Facts. The golden rule in boxing. Protect yourself at all times. And that's a rule of life. We have to protect ourselves at all times. I'm curious to hear my wife's opinion on today's Liberation Day. Whenever we can talk off air, or if you'd like to share your opinion in the chat or whatever, I'd like to hear your opinion. Do you think prices will go up? Do you think it's going to have an effect on the economy? Do you think that in the long run, it's going to benefit the economy?
Yeah, it's hard to tell right now. It really is. But I always like to lean on the side of positive, and I think that it's all going to work out. And it's definitely going to work out for God's children. It's definitely going to work out for the Most High's children. So that's what I say.
Yeah. But real quick, do you think prices will go up though as a result
of the tariffs?
Yeah.
In certain industries.
You're certain, yeah, yeah.
Yes. But not American-owned stuff. American-owned stuff will not have to be subject to tariffs.
And really, the tariffs. See, I'm being objective, family. I got on my objective hat. Well, technically, I got on my keeper, but it's my objective hat as well. The tariffs are purportedly, they're going to help with America to produce its own products. It's going to create more self-dependency and less dependency on other countries. That's what it's set up to do, quote unquote.
Yeah, and have other countries moving their like car manufacturers and stuff like that, moving it here. Hyundai has already moved one of their car manufacturers here to America, and it was in response to the tariffs. So creating American jobs.
Okay, so wow, my wife just dropped the gem. I don't know if you guys can hear that because I got my headphones. You're saying that Hyundai has moved their one of their headquarters. They moved one of their
car manufacturers.
One of their car manufacturers
to America.
To America.
And in return, creating American jobs.
Wow. Okay. So in other words, Hyundai moved to America. At least one of their stations did, which will increase American jobs. So I'm trying to make this as plain. I'm talking Wonder Bread, homemade cheeseburger. You know how we do. We make it third grade level. I strive to teach at a third grade level. If I don't, then I fail. So okay. Wow.
Yeah, and it was in response to the tariffs because when you move your manufacturing to America, you don't have to pay those tariffs anymore.
That makes sense for Hyundai to move one of their stations to America because they don't have to pay the tariffs. And a tariff, family, is basically a tax. It's a tax for other countries to bring in their products into the United States. So if another country wants to bring in their product, if they want to import their product to the United States, they would have to pay a tax, aka a tariff. Hopefully you guys like that definition. Hopefully you guys like that breakdown. Hopefully that was third grade level. Because sometimes, I don't know, sometimes like when I hear people speak about politics, they use all these terms and they speak way over our heads, and you know, we like to get details. We need to get explanation. So one of the things that I really strive to do as a moray, as a teacher, is to break it down into simple terms. That way we all can get it. Why? Because I'm pretty simple. I'm pretty simple, family. In a good way. In a good way. I like it. I like it. Ema Marcia says, I think prices will rise, even those items that are made in America. I think it might be short time, but they will rise. Thank you. Thank you, Ema. Oh, I like, look at Zooplay. He just going for it. He going for it. He says, the tariffs will collapse the economy. Woo! I like the fire, though. I love it. Israelites, we care. That's what's up. Yeah. I didn't know we gave a damn. I thought I was going to be by myself tonight. I thought it was going to be me and 12 TJC. Because I know 12C, I know he got an opinion on this. He said he was going to, I know he showed up earlier, but I don't know if he left. He's going to come back. I don't know. I got to go back and read the comment. But
okay,
do you want to get on, babe?
No, but what
okay.
Do is ask the audience a question.
Okay.
Say, okay.
I'm getting information from my wife. She's feeding me information, which is definitely not the first time.
Just a question out of curiosity. Okay.
The executive producer, by the way, in the back, my wife. She's the boss around here. They definitely not gonna like that.
Man.
Oh yeah, she's the boss around. Yeah, we're both bosses. That's right. We're co-bosses. Co-bosses.
So, okay, we know that America is in debt. This is part of the question. We know that America is in debt. What do we think should happen in order to alleviate that?
Wait, America's in debt?
That debt. What should we do?
Oh gosh, I didn't know America was in debt.
Yeah.
Family, America's in debt.
And what happens?
Our debt is crazy.
And what happens if
we owe trillions of dollars, family, trillions.
So how would we?
Not billions, but trillions.
How should we pay that debt back? And what would happen if we default on that debt? That's the question. Okay,
so so my wife is feeding me this brilliant question. I'm gonna go ahead and make sure I say it right. And this question is from my wife to the chat and including myself. She's actually asking me this question as well. So that means I have to put on my thinking cap. Okay, so what was the question now? Okay. What the question is?
Yes. So since we are in debt here in America.
Since America's in debt, which, wow, I just found out America's in debt. Okay, since we're in debt, right, fam? Since America's in debt,
And we've only been able to pay the interest off on that debt.
And we've only been able to pay off the interest off that debt,
which is trillions of dollars.
which is trillions of dollars.
How would we repay the debt back without charging either taxes, more taxes for us, or more taxes to other countries? How would we
pay off the debt?
Yeah.
So in other words, since we're in debt, family, since we are in debt, way more than our student loans, by the way, way more. All of our student loans put together is wouldn't even touch the debt that America's got. Since America's in debt, how are we able to pay off the debt without the taxes, aka tariffs? Did I phrase that in a good way?
Yeah.
Is that right? Yeah.
And if we don't
impose these tariffs, aka taxes on other countries to pay off our debt, if we don't do that,
then so if we don't do that and we end up defaulting on our loan, how could that also affect our country?
If we defaulted on our loan, how is that going to affect the country? Well, our loan's been defaulted.
They're not defaulted because we're currently paying.
America's paying the debt off?
We're paying the debt, but that's just the interest.
At what rate?
The
interest, though.
Yeah, we're just paying the interest.
Okay, now my wife and I are getting she wants me to feed the question, but I'm like debating the question. All right. So, in other words, so since America's in debt, how are we going to pay off the debt?
Yeah. It's like a two-parter.
Right. How are we going to pay off the debt if Trump doesn't impose these tariffs? And what was the second part?
And if he doesn't impose the
tariffs,
and taxes doesn't go up.
Yeah.
And we end up defaulting on
if we default on
the
loan, what will happen to America? Well, China would want their money. They want their money right now. Man. Well, I don't know. I like Zoom Play's answer. He said, well, I like the collapse part. Well, I like that you answered, Doc, but you said that tariffs will collapse the economy. I don't personally know if it will collapse the economy, but I think it will hurt the economy. I think America will find a way for the economy to rebound, to be honest with you. Now, that was a brilliant two-part question that my wife asked. Feel free to address that question, family, if you dare. You saw me challenge that question. But that is a brilliant question. How are we going to pay off the debt without the tariffs? But I'm thinking, even if the tariffs is in play, is that going to pay off the debt? I mean, what's America's debt? I'm gonna find out right now. The debt calculator. Yeah, so I'm gonna find out how much America owes. Because family, you thought your student loan was high. We'll find out how much America's student loan is. Because America is always outsourcing, always getting other countries to do all the hard work. And as a result, we're actually building up other countries' economies, aka China, aka India, aka you name it. Okay, so what's the debt? I'm gonna ask. Do you think ChatGPT would know that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Make it real simple. I wonder if somebody put that in the chat. What is America's debt? Woo! Zoomplay says it's about 3 trillion. 3 trillion. Goodness gracious. That's all. So what is? So Zoomplay. Yeah, so the question my wife asked all of us, including me. She says, how are we gonna pay off that 3 trillion without the tariffs? But I'm thinking, will the tariffs even pay off that 3 trillion? I like to ask questions. And honestly, that's how we arrive to answer. And that's what wisdom is, family. Wisdom is skill, but it's also the power to question. So ask as many questions as you can to arrive to your answer. Before you get to an answer, you have to ask the question. You have to ask questions. You have to have the power to question. Chokmah, power to question. So yeah, you say you think it's 3 trillion. I'm Googling. Well, I'm actually ChatGPTing it. What is America's debt? How much is their tab? Notice I said there. That's how you know that I'm an Israelite. That's right. Even though I live in this country. We're just visitors, family. We're just visitors.
That's right.
That were stolen here.
That's right.
Okay, it says, as of March 6, 2025, the U.S. total federal government debt stands at approximately 36.56 trillion. I didn't say billion, I said trillion. This figure includes both debt held by the public and intra-governmental holdings. The national debt has been on an upward trajectory. It's been on an upward trajectory due to consistent budget deficits where government expenditures exceed revenue. For instance, in the fiscal or fiscal, I have no idea how you say that. Feel free to correct me. It's not the first time. Fiscal year 2024, the government spent 6.75 trillion. The government spent 6.75 trillion while collecting 4.92 trillion in revenue, resulting in a deficit of 1.83 trillion. The rising debt has led to increased interest payments, with 881 billion spent on interest in 2024, surpassing most other components of the federal budget. 36.56 trillion. I'm gonna ask Google. I just want to double check that because sometimes ChatGPT be messing up. That's why I don't trust it all the way. You got to use what you can out of it. You actually have to be the expert. If you're not, and you allow ChatGPT to be the expert, it's gonna lead you to the wrong way. It is America's debt. Yeah, it says as of March 5th, 2025, the U.S. gross national debt is 36.22 trillion, with 28.9 trillion held by the public and 7.31 trillion as intergovernmental debt. And that's according to fiscal or fiscal data and Joint Economic Committee.gov. Both these websites are .gov, by the way. Fiscaldata.treasury.gov and jec.senate.gov. We versatile Israelites. We're not one-dimensional. Let me see what the chat is saying. I like it. I like that we're vocal. That's right, Israel Porter. Babylon is falling. America is Babylon. Respectfully. I said respectfully. Because America, well, I mean, we're on YouTube, so not trying to get flagged. Well, these are just jokes written by my wife. Let's see. The United Snakes. I like it. Israel Porter got jokes. The United Snakes. Debt is their own. I would never say we. It's them and them alone. Come out her. I love it. Yeah, us Israelites, we passed it. We can get past it. Boy, I tell you. I like that. I like that because being passionate, that lets me know that we care. Emotion is intelligence. There's intelligence to emotion. When people say, don't be emotional, don't be emotional, actually, some people don't know what they're talking about when they're saying that. There is an intelligence to emotion. So I think it's important that we can be passionate. We can be expressive, family. You know how we are. You know what it is. Shalom, shalom. Ema, Rita D. It's great to see you, Ema. Speaking of ChatGPT, do you know what answer it gave about The family, feel free to read the rest of the comment. No, I don't know what I haven't asked ChatGPT that question before, so I don't know. I wonder what they said. Feel free to let me know. Feel free to let us know, Ema. The United States, but the entire beastly system. Yeah, speaking about the beastly system, our good brother 12TJC did an excellent breakdown. Check out the live stream from, I want to say it was 2 weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, that I did with 12TJC. 12TJC from Web3 Income Hub. He did an excellent teaching on the end times, the beast system, which involves economics and politics. Web3 Income Hub. That is the name of 12TJC's channel. Feel free to subscribe. But yeah, this was better than I thought. I was thinking, oh, nobody cares. We're not talking about Esau, so nobody cares. Or we're not banging on Christians, so nobody cares. There's a video on it. Oh, wow. Somebody did a video on it of somebody going into ChatGPT and asking who are the quote unquotes. If you're wondering what I'm saying the quote unquotes. Just check out Ema Rita D's comment. She says, speaking of ChatGPT, did you know what answer it gave about the real quote unquotes? As you can see, I'm being real respectful. I'm on my good behavior. I'm a good old Israelite. For those who used to watch wrestling, or if you still do, if you're still holding on, I'm gonna pray for you. You need to repent. But if you're still holding on and watching wrestling, I don't know if y'all know who R-Truth is, but he used to say, when he was a bad guy, quote unquote, I'm a good old R-Truth. Well, that's me. I'm a good old Israelite. I thought that was funny. I don't care if y'all didn't like that joke. I thought that was funny. Oh man. Not the R2 joke, not the R2, the R-Truth joke. I'm speaking about those who are still watching wrestling. That was the joke. All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the panel. Oh, you're really kind. You're really kind, Marita D. I got more where that came from. I'll be here all night. Y'all gotta go home. No, but you can't stay here. No. Okay, so I'm gonna open up the panel, family. I'm gonna open up the panel. I'm gonna go ahead and put the link on screen. Join the panel. He said the 48ers. The 48. Well, I know who the 49ers are. The 48ers. I wonder who you're referring to. I'm not quite sure who you're speaking about, Israel Porter. Israel Porter's he's on a roll tonight. The United Snakes. That's a good one. The United Snakes. And the 48ers. I can't figure out the 48ers though. Somebody needs to help me. Help me, please. Who are the 48ers? Wink, wink. I'm definitely sarcastic, family. I'm a smart ass. Ass is not a cuss word. I think I'm allowed to say that. I don't cuss, family, allegedly. Wink, wink. But ass is not. It's one of those words you can say on the radio. They're allowed because this is a donkey, really. But yeah, family, feel free to join the panel. I'm gonna go ahead and open it up. By the way, if you got questions, family, this is like free flow. I'm calling this. Well, I don't know if it's on. I don't know if I put this on the name of the video. I don't know if I put this on the title. I probably didn't. But I was going to call this Open Mic Wednesday. I was going to call this live stream Open Mic Wednesday. I want this to be free flow, freestyle. The only thing I had planned out was to touch on Liberation Day, Trump's tariffs. And also, would this lead to a recession? Let me know, family. Do you think we are heading towards a recession? I'm going to put that question in the chat. Are we heading toward a recession? The R word, family. Recession. I wonder what my wife thinks. What do you think? What do you think, babe? You think the tariffs is going to cause us to go to a recession? Y'all remember that? Y'all remember 2008? Y'all remember that?
Probably.
Man.
It's probably going to cause a recession. I don't know if it's going to be as bad as 2008, but it's probably going to be.
Yeah, let me know, family. Let me know if you think Trump's tariffs, aka Liberation Day, is it going to liberate us or is it going to lead us into a recession? Oh, I'm highlighting that. Oh, Emma knows. I'm reading this comment. Emma says, we've been in one for a couple of years, but the government keeps changing the definition of one.
Oh, yep, that's a fact.
If I recall, was it 2022? There was 2 negative quarters of GDP, which means we are in a recession. So technically, we were in a recession. I want to say it was 2022, but America does what America does. They moved the goalposts and they redefined recession. They're good at moving goalposts. They're good at redefining. To name a few. That's what's up. Thank you, Emma, for bringing that out. That's right. I agree, Israel Porter. Man, we really tapped in. I wasn't sure. I didn't know, Israel. I didn't know Israel. I don't know if we was really paying attention. We own it. Yeah, that's right. All right, family. So let me go ahead and put. You don't have to. I'm just putting the option out there because it's optional, family. But yeah, I think we're gonna. Well, yeah, technically we were in a recession, so I don't know when we ever got out of the recession. Was it like, were we in a recession and then we got out and then now we're gonna go back into one, or were we in the recession the whole time? But I remember, I'm like, yeah, we had 2 negative quarters of gross domestic products, GDP. And they didn't keep it a buck with us. They didn't say that we was in a recession. Yeah. Well, some of us don't. Some of us don't, Ema. Some of us don't. Some of us don't have brains. We're not using them, at least. Ema says we do have brains, well, some of us don't. Because I sometimes, every once in a while, not all the time, every once in a while, every blue moon, I get a quote unquote Hebrew Israelite come at me and say all kinds of crazy stuff. What is expected? Yeah, we got some Israelites that's really like messing it up for us. That's one of the reasons why I started this live stream. It's one of the reasons why I got into ministry, is to show others that like we're not who they say we are. We're not the stereotype that they created of us. We're not a stereotype family. And I created this ministry to connect with like-minded people. And I know there's a lot of Israelites that think on a higher level, that are moving on a higher plane, that are trying their best to love Yah with all of our heart, all of our soul, and with all of our strength. And I know there's Israelites out there that don't hate the quote unquote Esau or white man. There's Israelites that are not quote unquote racist or bigots. I think we have a guest. We have two guests. All right. Pull up Israel Porter. No favoritism. I just saw your name first. And I'm going to pull up Zoom Play. Can you brothers hear me?
Yeah, what's up, sir?
All right. Shalom. So I'm going to go ahead and start with Israel Porter. What's good, King? What's on your mind?
Shalom. I mean, I look at it like this, right? Everything is happening according to Yahweh's will, and nothing more, nothing less. So all of these tariffs and all of these different things we see, that's just them trying to keep themselves from going further into the hole. They've already been in the hole, like Rita D said, for years now. And we're paying attention. We're highly paying attention to what's going on. I honestly say, let it fall. Let it happen. Because guess what? When we were in Goshen, we were taken care of. We were supported. We were provided for. We were taken care of regardless of anything that happened to the people surrounding us. So with that being said, Yahweh got us. He got us. He's not gonna let one hair on our head be out of place. Goshen is with us wherever we go, as long as we keep in the law, statutes, and commandments. Goshen is with us. So for me to be worried about what these people have going on, I really don't have a care. Yes, I am definitely paying attention to what's going on because it's a part of the signs, right? And everything that we're seeing right now is prophecy. It's prophecy. From all of Trump's doings from his first term to now. When I came home, COVID came with me. And I say that in regards to the spreading of it, right? When I came home, it was like a whole new world. And that's when everything started, right? But as you look at that, the decline of America has been since then. It's been since then, and it's funny because they wanted to shut down the government, I believe, last month or the month before last, and they think nobody knows, but we're paying attention. They released a bill in order to keep the economy going. So what they did was, I believe they're pulling from educational programs and so on and so forth. So they're pulling from certain things. They're pulling money from certain things to keep the government open. But in all actuality, that's just them trying to hold on for dear life.
Wow. With that said, you hear the applause, hopefully. Okay, good.
Oh yeah,
I heard
it.
Yeah, that was fire. Thank you, Israel Porter. I'm gonna let's go ahead and pass the rock to Zoom Play. What's good, King?
What up? Can you hear me, bro?
Yes, sir. You on?
Oh man. All right, man. All right, bro. You know what? I'll be honest with you, my man. So if you when Trump and Zelensky had the altercation, right? So I told a lot of people that right there was the jumpstart of Revelation 17. Because the European nations, remember the beast in Revelation 17 is NATO and the EU, the Edomites, you see what I'm saying? The Edomite countries in Europe. And the woman riding the beast, the prostitute, that's America, Babylon, the Great. So they're going to get so angry eventually at Babylon, and they're going to turn and they're going to devour her. So you see, right now, today I saw Sweden finance minister. Right now they're trying to cook up something to come against America, like to hit them with some tariffs or whatever. But the goal about all these things, Yahweh put Trump in office to speed up biblical prophecy. You see what I'm saying? So Revelation 17 going to occur soon, and then the final one is Revelation 18, where Yahweh, he going to provoke Russia, China, Iran, North Korea, some other countries to form an alliance to finally destroy Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? With two more nuclear bombs. You see what I'm saying?
Woo, man, connecting prophecy with today.
Hey, also ask Israel Porter, brother, you gotta check out Brother Judah, man. This dude, he's one of the best online right now when it comes to like the calendar, the feast days and the right days. Trust me, man, you gotta check out Judah the Hebrew. Ask Israel Porter, right, Israel?
Oh yeah. It's crazy because last Passover I was doing some praying and it came to my attention. It's like the whole earth shook, like literally the house shook, and it was like very brief. And I'm like, what's going on? And I heard in my spirit, look at the stars, and I'm like, okay, what is that? And I was looking, I'm like, okay, so the stars, the zodiac is supposed to be pieces of the calendar. So I didn't quite understand it. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to sit on this for a minute. And Yahweh led me to Brother Judah the Hebrew's calendar. And I was like, okay, this is lining up. And then it took me back to Enoch, and I looked and said, oh my goodness. I said, this is it. This is it right here. This brother has the right calendar.
Yeah,
And
he has.
I did some praying on it. And Yahweh confirmed it. That is his calling. That is his office for that calendar.
Yes. Yep.
And what Yahweh has revealed to me is that in this awakening, there are specific people that he's called to do a specific thing. And each office is as important as the next, because this is all going to bring Yasharal together. And when I realized, like, okay, this brother has the right calendar, and I was listening to a couple other brothers, I'm like, nah, something's not right. And because it has to line up with the scripture, it has to line up with Enoch, it has to line up with Jasher, Jubilees, and the Book of Moses. So I'm like, okay,
right.
So if this is lining up, I say, okay, this is it right here, and there's no question about it. It's when you look at it and you time it, it's the same. It doesn't change. It's unchanging. And when you look at that, you're like, okay, that's Yahweh, because Yahweh does not change. So if you read or you have read the sealed book of Moses, he speaks on it. He says, we don't follow the moon and so on and so forth. But we have so many different people in among Israel and among these camps and so on and so forth that are doing this very thing and have no realization of what they're doing. And that is the main thing that needs to be nipped in the bud, because there are many things that divide us, but the whole purpose of what Shawwal was saying, or who some call Paul, what he was saying was to bring all of the nation together. And if we go back to Corinthians chapter 1, verse, chapter 1 and chapter 2, verse 10, where he says, my brothers, I implore you to all be of the same mind and speak the same thing, to be in unity. So how can we do that if everybody's doing their own thing over here? He's keeping Passover on this day. I'm keeping Passover on this day. The whole thing is to be a congregation together and to be in uniformity. So we can't have that with everybody all over the place. So I feel like this brother specifically, Yah has set up to do this specific work, this calendar,
Yes,
and
well
that's highly
said.
important, Because
Yes, well said, Israel.
when we get to the Day of Atonement, if we don't keep that day on the day that it is supposed to be in the antitype, we cut off. And we all know that. So the question is, what is the correct day? What is the correct calendar? And man, Yahweh has blessed those who has been searching and seeking for the truth, the complete truth. And it's man, I'm telling you, ever since last Passover, it has been a blessing. Holy, I can't even begin.
Yes,
I don't know where to
well
start.
said. Well said. And you
I don't know
see,
where to start.
and you see, I'm sorry, Israel Porter too. Hey, Jaden, what Israel Porter said is so powerful and it's so true. If Israelites, the community, miss the Day of Atonement on the correct day, it's true they're going to get cut off because Yahweh said that day is supposed to be, well, the day is the 7th, the 10th day on the 7th month. It's on a Sabbath and a Sabbath. You see what I'm saying? There's Israelites camps observing, Israelite camps observing the Day of Atonement during the weekday. That's wrong. That is not true. The scriptures never said that. You see what I'm saying? So what Israel Porter said is true, and Brother Judah said the same thing too. This is one of the most important feast day of all feast days, the Day of Atonement. You see what I'm saying, Jaden? So we got to get this right, my man, and that's why I keep telling you, my brother, Jaden, check out Judah the Hebrew video, man. Go check out his calendar, and you're going to see the pure truth, my man. The whole, because he took everything from step to step, precept upon precept, line upon line, and everything fit perfect. There's no lines, there's no shortcuts. Right, Israel Porter?
Oh no, I highly agree with you. You're on point.
Yeah.
You saying the right stuff, brother. You on point.
So that's what I'm saying, because listen, the thing is that I went on so many Israelite camps videos and I see the follow the moon. I said, brother, don't follow the moon. This is not right. This is wrong. And right away, they want to call you names, they want to get angry, and I'm like, that's it, man, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Because listen, it makes sense. Yahweh told Moses, this day is the first day of the first month of the first year. That's the new moon. It mentioned the right day. So what I'm saying? So the new moon.
What? It gets deeper than that, because when if you know anything about Canaanite religion and Canaanite mythology and all of those different things, then it makes even more sense, right? Because we know that in ancient Hebrew, the word Elohim is Alahayam, right? And Alahayam is multiple Allahs or Al, right? Allah was the moon god who had three daughters, the daughters of Allah, which were Manat, Al-Uzza, Alat, and Manat. So those things are tied to that. This is the reason why Abraham left Babylon in the first place. So it's all connected, man. It's a deeper web. It's a deeper web, and it's a deeper there's a deeper underlying issue there that needs to be addressed and looked at.
Yeah,
and it starts here, right here. Watch this. It says Under's Bible Dictionary on 412 states the word Elohim, El, a Canaanite word meaning God or devil. Interpretive Dictionary of the Bible, Volume 1, on page 817 under Demonology, says the word Elohim, or in the ancient Hebrew, Alahayam, the plural form of El, means demons or God. So it's connected. This is why there's the moon following. This is why. And once that is broken away from, then we can get back to the actual factual calendar. And this is what most of these camps and most people are doing. So, that's just
well said. Yeah,
a
because
little
Israel,
enlightenment.
Israel Porter and Jaden, you know how many times Brother Judah the Hebrew contacted so many major camps to the leaders and asked them, look, I'm not trying to argue. Let's sit down and talk and let's have a conversation about the calendar. He contacted GMS, he contacted IUIC, he contacted he tried to get in contact with Truth Unedited, and up to now no one get only two. Listen, me, brother Judah the Hebrew and Jedayela Melech. Right now, both of those guys had the two accurate and best calendars right now in the whole of the Hebrew Israelite community. And Jadon, my man, if I was you, I suggest you send Brother Judah an email, talk to him, because he's a really good, he's a cool man. Send him an email, contact him and say, look, I would like you to come on, let's talk, let's have a little, you know what I'm saying? He would love that, because he's trying to get the whole Israelite community and family to look, this is the right calendar we have to, because if we miss the day of atonement on the wrong day, we're going to get cut off, you see what I'm saying? So I suggest my man, Jaden, that you really contact Brother Judah. Send him an email, you know what I'm saying? It's judahthehebrew@yahoo.com, you know what I'm saying? And he would love that. He would love to come on here to talk to you, you know what I'm saying? It would be awesome, yeah.
All right. All right. For sure. Yeah, I would love to speak with Judah the Hebrew. You said that's his name, Judah the Hebrew.
Yeah, Judah it's JUDAHTHEISRAEL@yahoo.com. Judah the Hebrew @yahoo.com. I could just put it in chat and you could pinpoint it, you know what I'm saying? You could pin it, you know?
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
for
and
sure.
let me tell you something. He would love to come on your channel to talk. He would love that.
Okay.
He would love that, you know? He will give you so much respect and love, because he's been trying to reach out to so many camps, and none of them is easy. And you see, the thing is about this, it's all about ego. These camps is all ego and pride, because if you try to correct them, they don't want to listen. You can't correct them, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, now so according to Judah the Hebrew, according to the calendar that he discovered, is today Passover?
Yeah, the feast on unleavened bread. Yeah, the feast. Yeah, feast on unleavened bread with Passover. Yeah.
So today will be well, you're out in the East Coast, so it'd probably be what, day 2, because the day starts at night. Does the Hebrew day start at night?
So right now, we observing the feast of unleavened bread. Yeah, start Saturday. Yeah.
So you celebrated Passover yesterday.
Yeah, sunset on the 13th. Yeah, sunset on the 13th. Yeah.
Okay, and that was yesterday. Okay. Yeah. I would like to hear about that, because I'm not familiar with that calendar, and you know me, I've my objective is to learn, to grow. Now, I look forward to speaking to him. And you said he would like to come on this platform. You said he's
trust me, brother. He would love for you to come on his, and he would love to come on yours, and it will be perfect. Man, it will be a perfect conversation. And when he show you all this proof you're gonna be blown away. You're gonna be like, wow, this brother saying the truth. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be shocked to see everything he's saying is the truth, and it line up perfect, precept on precept, line up on line. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Now, I do ask a lot of questions, though.
Yeah. He would love that. Yeah, he would love that. Yeah. He would love that. Yeah.
So,
and let me tell you something.
I'm not easy to convince either. Like,
I know, but this brother, he's very respectful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's no argument, no call. Yeah, he's very respectful man. You know what I'm saying?
But even if he gets passionate, I'm with it. It's cool. I like passion.
No. He won't get no. He won't get passionate. No, he never call names. He's not like that. You know what I'm saying? He just want to show you the truth, and then you make up your mind from there. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
but, hey, but like I like to say that, like, my stance. I said it earlier. My stance is, and like I've said this before to you, Okira. Like, if I say anything that you don't agree with, just at the end of the day, hey, let's just agree to disagree. Let's be brothers at the end of the day, because we're striving to do our best, and you ask me. We have to do our research to arrive to that conclusion. I'm a researcher, so like I'm sure I've said some things that you don't agree with, just spit out the bones, like
no. Let me tell you something, man. According to 12 TJC or brethren, you know what I'm saying? Like, I truly like this platform, man, because it's humble, it's cool, it's laid back. You know what I'm saying? There's no arguments, and everybody cool and humble and chill. And we just trying to seek the truth, because all of us still trying to learn and try to do everything right in the sight of Yahweh. You know what I'm saying? So when Brother Judah come on here to talk to you, he will appreciate your platform. You know, he'll be like, brother, this is awesome. We're doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that would be great for him to like to show like some information. Maybe if he wants to show like some slides or some
yeah, he will. Yeah,
he give like a
He will show
presentation.
slide.
Yeah, like something like that. If he wanted to show like some images or however he would like to do it, like to give like us an introduction. Because yeah, I'm not familiar with that calendar. Does it have it like? Does this calendar have a name? Like, is it like a certain name, or
it's just called the Hebrew Israelite calendar 2025. You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I'm familiar with this calendar, and I actually, when I woke up, I was actually following this calendar, and let me tell you about this one. This is it's called
the Zadok.
It's called the it's a really long fancy name. It's the Sacerdotal Menological Calendar. Basically, all that is in a nutshell is it's the pre-exilic Hebrew calendar. It's the calendar before the Israelites were exiled, before the Assyrian exile, and before the Babylonian exile. So I was following a calendar that goes back, if you ask me, I was following a calendar that dates back to the time of Moses, David, King Solomon, before the captivity, before exile. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like with that calendar, I know two congregations that keep that calendar. The first calendar, the first congregation is Hebrew Nation Building. Are you familiar with Hebrew Nation Building?
Now, first I'm hearing about them. Yeah.
Yeah, they got a documentary out right now on Tubi. It's called Reclaiming the Throne. They've done documentaries on YouTube.
I saw Reclaiming the Throne. Yeah.
Yeah, that's them. That's Hebrew Nation Building. Well, they follow the pre-exilic calendar, which basically just means before exile. It's a calendar that goes back during the time of Moses, David, Judge Deborah, etc. So it was before the exiles, before the captivity of the Assyrians and the Babylonians. Now, I was following that calendar, and that calendar is Hebrew Nation Building. They follow that calendar, and also Kingdom Harbinger Ministries. Are you familiar with KHM?
Now, first I'm hearing about that too.
Yeah, Divine Prospect. You familiar with Divine Prospect?
Nah, first I'm hearing about all these names, you know.
Yeah, okay. So Divine Prospect, he is the leader of KHM, which is Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, and he follows the pre-exilic calendar. And for example, I'll give you this example because I follow KHM and I follow Hebrew Nation Building. Now, according to KHM, according to the pre-exilic calendar, right? The old calendar, the pre-exilic calendar, Passover is on, let me get the date. I had it and then it just went away. Passover is on April 27th.
Yeah. There's some camps following the same thing too.
Really? They follow the pre-exilic?
Some camps they observing Passover around that same day too, where you just mentioned. Because you see the reason why they're doing that, because they're following the moon, and that's wrong. You know what I'm saying? The moon in the sky.
Yeah, the moon is part of it. It's part of it, but it's not like completely surrounded. It's not completely determined by the moon. But it's like the beginning of the month, it starts with a full moon. And then it starts to fade away. I'm looking for the right word. It's either waxing or waning. I get those two mixed up. But basically, like the month, it starts when it's full and then when it's like fading off. Where the popular calendar, which the people that are in the land right now, the people the calendar that they follow, and actually a lot of Israelites follow as well. That calendar starts with the moon being like invisible, like you don't see it. It starts to like you start to see it. So it starts with a new moon.
Right.
Yeah, so like everybody does it differently. So like for example, like the calendar that I'm going off of it's a lunar solar calendar. It's like a luni solar calendar, which is a post-exilic calendar. It dates around the time of when our ancestors came back to the land. And basically what I'm trying to say is that it is the popular calendar, and a lot of Israelites follow that calendar as well, as long and also the people who are in the land right now, they follow the same calendar, where Passover is on April 12th.
So it's called the pre-exiled calendar.
Yeah, the pre-exilic calendar, that one is followed by Divine Prospects of KHM, Kingdom Harbinger Ministries, and also Hebrew Nation Building. They follow the same calendar, which is the pre-exilic calendar. The moon has an influence, but it doesn't determine the entire calendar, but it has influence.
Is it spelled EXILIT, exilic? Pre-exilic calendar,
Yeah,
that's what it's spelled?
EXILIC.
I see. Okay. EXILIC. Oh yeah, exilic. Yeah. Okay. Pre-exilic calendar. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, like exile. Like it's before exile, before the exile. Basically.
Yeah, before the exile. Yeah.
And in that calendar, there's only 8 months. There's only 8 months. Now there's 12 altogether, but there's 12 altogether, but those in the first calendar, you have like a bunch of months that don't have names for them.
Yeah, it's like pagan god names that you will not observe for those months, I believe.
Well, like what I'm saying with the priestly calendar, I mean with the pre-exilic calendar, which is influenced by the moon. It is influenced by the moon and also by the priests as well. The priests and the moon, and then nature and a plethora of other things determine the pre-exilic calendar. But with the pre-exilic calendar, there's only like 8 official months. So then you have 12 months, but they don't have any names for them. So like the original names of the months of the pre-exilic calendar, they're all Hebrew. They're all Hebrew names. All Hebrew names. Like for instance, the first month is Aviv. It's Aviv. Like in the calendar that most people follow, I think they call it Nisan or something like that, right? It's like Nisan or something.
Yeah.
Which is like Babylonian. It's Aramaic, which is not. It's not Hebrew. It's similar, but it's not Hebrew. It's another language. So like what I'm saying is the pre-exilic calendar, it has Hebrew names. It removes all that chaser, if you will. It's just raw and uncut Hebrew. It's raw and uncut Hebrew. It's just like it don't got no outside influences. So it's got Hebrew names. Like the first month of the pre-exilic calendar is Aviv. And I'll give you another example. The seventh month, the month number 7 is Ethanim. So it's like it's Hebrew names. So I know I said a lot, but yeah. So like when I first woke up, I was following the pre-exilic calendar because it removes all the outside influences. It uses Hebrew names and it's ancient. It's the oldest one. But I gotta admit, I do follow the popular calendar. The reason why is because it's popular. It's because it's popular. Since everybody else is doing it, I'm like, okay, well. For me to celebrate Passover on the 27th, nobody's going to celebrate it with me. So I'm like, I want to celebrate it with the people, with our family, and most people are going to celebrate it on April 12th. That's why I do it.
Yeah, this calendar that I fall to with Brother Juba, it have all the Hebrew names of the months too. The same one, the Etanim and all stuff, and the Abib and the Nisan and what else? We have the Tibet, and also we have Ada. You know what I'm saying? All them names and stuff, and Ziph.
But those are actually not Hebrew names, though. That's what I'm saying. Like that, those are like that. I think that's. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's Aramaic. Is that correct? Like Nissan and
yeah. Most of those names you'll find it in also in certain books like First Kings, I believe, or Second Kings in Exodus. You know what I'm saying? And certain books in the Bible, you will find those names also too.
All right. Welcome back,
Yo,
Israel Porter.
Shalom.
I know your phone died. Hopefully your phone is charged up and ready to go.
Yeah, I put that thing on the charger, man. But to second what the brother Zoom Play is saying, a lot of our brothers do not follow the book of Enoch. They don't read the book of Jasher, and they have nothing to do with the book of Jubilees. And you need all three of those books to make the calendar. Without those books, you cannot make the calendar. Why? It's because in the authoritative text we have, which is the 66 books everyone has, you cannot make the calendar off of those books. So, with that being said, and even with the sealed book of Mashah, right? Chapter 16, verse 2, right? And I just pulled it up. I want to go to it and read it real quick. And he says,
Yeah, no problem. I'll take your time. Okay, well, while he gets that, hold that, Israel, and I'll pass it back to Zoom Play. Go ahead, because I think I cut you off. My bad.
No, I was just saying, just so I'm piggyback on what brother Israel Porter is saying is so true, because with all those three books, the book of Joshua, Enoch, and Jubilees, you could never really construct the right calendar. You see what I'm saying? You need this book because the Bible, because remember, the Bible is just a summary, you know what I'm saying? The books of Enoch, Joshua, and the Apocrypha is all details, and you need these books to really get more in depth with constructing certain things. You see what I'm saying?
I follow you. I'm following.
Yeah. So back to the names of the months. Yeah, so the calendar we follow, it have all those names of the months. You can find it right in the Bible too, you know what I'm saying? Like the Tibet and Ziph and Abib. Because in Exodus, right? I believe it's Exodus. What it was? Exodus, what chapter is that when Yahweh told Moses this is the first of the first month? Do you remember the chapter and the verse in Exodus?
Not exactly. That's what Bible Hub is for. Do you want me to pull it up?
Yeah, you can pull it up. Yeah. And I think it says Abib. So
yeah, it says Abib.
We have that same.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, Abib. Yeah.
I can pull it up here. I can go ahead and share it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know it's in Exodus, like you said. And share my screen. Yeah, I guess the point I like to ask a lot of questions. And go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. No, I'm going to say that now. I was reading what Rita said is true. There's a lot of Israelites keeping the feast day, but it's still sinning. It's true. That is so true. But then again, remember, they could, you know what? We just gotta pray for them because some of them just don't get it. But at the same time, we gotta keep the feast days on the right day because we can't miss one of the most important ones is the Day of Atonement. Because if we observe that feast on the wrong day, yeah, we go. You know what I'm saying? People are gonna get cut off from the Israel family because Yahweh said that. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta really keep that day.
This is why the scriptures say 2/3 of Yasharaya will be cut off. This is why.
Yeah, man, we gotta keep that. We gotta keep that day exactly on the right day. That's the 10th day on the 7th month. It's on a Sabbath. a Sabbath of a Sabbath. And Yahweh said that day is very, very important, because remember, that day is when Yahweh is going to go into the Holy of Holies in as our high priest in Shemayim in heaven to present all of us sins to Yahweh. And then when he finished that, he's going to take off his priestly garment. And then when it comes to some time of the day, the feast of tabernacles, he could make it his appearance anytime. So you see, so that feast, the Day of Atonement, is to blot out all the sins and have us spotless. You see what I'm saying?
Now, Kara, now Ema Rita D brings a great question. I'm actually going to highlight it. You guys can go ahead and address it. Feel free. So why did Yahusha die and shed his blood if people will be cut off for not keeping the exact day? That's a good. First off, that's a great question. It's a great question.
Yeah. For the simple fact that the atonement, right? His blood is for the remission of sins, right? The remission means to pay a debt, to render debt, right? To take away that debt, to remove it. Right. So that was his initial sacrifice, right? Which he fulfilled the first part of the feasts, because all of the feasts are pointing to the king. So Passover, we understand what Passover is. The reason why we had to have a lamb without spot or blemish. Okay, cool. The reason why we had to smear blood over the doorpost and over the side of the door. Okay, cool. Now, the Feast of Unleavened Bread, he is the bread. He is the manna from heaven. Okay, cool. It all points to the king. So now when we get down to the Day of Atonement, and for us to be spotless, sinless, and in perfection, that day is the most important day. Why? Like the brother said, he goes into the holies and he presents himself as the sacrifice being made for all of Israel. That once he does it that one time, he's not going to do it again. That's going to be it. So this is why he says, whoever is clean, let them be clean. Whoever is filthy, whoever is dirty, let them be dirty, filthy still. So this is why he says that. And when we go and read the book of Hebrews, it Shawal even clarifies it even greater. So when we understand that his initial sacrifice was made for the reconciling man back to Yahweh, right? That feast, the Day of Atonement, is to make atonement for all of Israel. As at one point in time, even when we go back into the Levitical priesthood, the Day of Atonement was the most important day. Everyone had to show up at that day. And if you did not show up at that day, you were cut off. That's the law. Yahushua never came to take away from the law. He came to expound on the law. He came to show you what the law is. So even though that we don't necessarily see the Day of Atonement being practiced in the scriptures, it was practiced because that was the whole book of the Hebrews. The letter to the Hebrews, this is exactly what it was about. So when you go back and you read over it and you understand what Shawal is saying, it makes more sense according to the feast. Because like I said, the first half of the feast have already been fulfilled. From Passover to the Feast of Weeks, it's been fulfilled. We're waiting for the last part of the feast to be fulfilled. The Feast of Trumpets, the Feast of Tabernacles, the Day of Atonement. We're waiting for those days to be fulfilled in the real, in the antitype. And until those things are fulfilled, Hamashiach cannot come back yet. So the prolonging of everyone keeping those days in the proper time is the delay of the king. I hope that answered I hope that answered the sister's question.
Yes, that's our Ema right there. That's our mother right there. Mother Ema, Ema Rita D. Ema in Hebrew is mother. Well, actually, it's Aramaic. Hebrew is aim. Actually, aim is mother in Hebrew. Okay, so yeah, thanks for addressing that question. It's a great question. Now, I think you guys, know my stance, but I'll go ahead and say it again. Now, if you ask me from the book of Jayden, I say this all the time, from the book of Jayden, from my opinion, I say as long as you're keeping the feast, it's all good. To the best of your knowledge, to the calendar that you believe is right, and you're following it with and you're loving Yah with all your heart, and you're doing your due diligence, and you believe that's the right calendar. To me, as long as you're keeping it, it's all good. Like I like that we can have different perspectives and still be brothers at the end of the day.
Yeah, but Ark, you remember?
Yeah.
No, but Ark, you gotta remember too. You see, that's the. It goes back to the same thing what we just said. If you keep the Day of Atonement on the wrong day, you're going to get cut off. You see what I'm saying, my son Ark? Because that's what it said.
And that's his words verbatim. So the
Can
thing
we bring
is,
up
it's
that
not
verse?
about.
Can we bring up that verse? That way
Certainly.
we can all see it. I'll share the screen. That way we can all see it. Give me a second.
Yes, we know that we're not under the Levitical priesthood. We're under the order of the king. We're under the order of Melchizedek, right? Or Malach Chazedek, right?
Yes,
So
sir.
with that being said, in order for the king's order to be set up correctly, the law still has to be followed to the T, and there can't be any compromise. And us compromising these days and saying, well, it's okay if anyone just keeps it. It doesn't matter what day. No, it does matter because Yahweh said it back. So if he did not say that, then we could say, it's okay if we don't, do it on the correct day. But he gave specific instructions. So those instructions that he gave is important. In everything that we do, we must walk as perfect, right? And if you keep the laws, you keep the statutes, you keep the commandments, you keep the feasts in the appointed time, you are perfect. It's as simple as that. And Yahweh said, what? Be ye perfect as I am perfect. Be ye holy as I am holy. Be set apart, right? We know what set apart means. It means to be holy. So if this is the case, then we want the sinless perfection where we will remember sin no more and Yahweh will remember our sins no more for that specific day. That specific day is meant for that specific thing. So I hear what you're saying, Jaden. I'm not knocking you, but I gotta go with what the Father says. I have to go with what he says to the T. And I can't waver left or right. I have to stay on the straight and narrow.
For sure, for sure. Yeah. I got the screen ready to go. Let us know where we can go.
We're going to
I think it's somewhere in Leviticus, right? I believe so.
I like what Ema said. She said, I disagree with you agreeably. I like that. That's my style right there. I always say I like to agree to disagree. Let's agree to disagree. But I like having this conversation. This is excellent. But wherever you want to go, hey, we don't have to go there. I was just, if you want to show the people the reference.
Leviticus 23, 27 to 32.
27 to 32. All right. Hallelujah. And on the 10th day of the 7th month, there shall be a day of atonement. It shall be an holy convocation unto you. And ye shall afflict your souls and offer an offering made by fire unto Jehovah. and ye shall do no work in that same day, for it is a day of atonement, to make an atonement for you before Yahuwah your Elohim.
Now stop right
For
there.
whatsoever. What
You
was that?
see that, right? You see that, right? He said to make atonement. So that atonement, that atonement at this time was being kept with the blood of animals. Now we have gone far beyond sacrificing lambs, rams, goats, turtle doves, and so on and so forth. So our sacrifice is already been done, and it is eternal. It's an eternal sacrifice because guess what? The blood of rams and goats and so on couldn't do it. This is why Hamashiach had to come in the first place. Keep going.
Okay, you got it. I think we was on verse 29. For whatsoever soul it shall, Salika, for whatever soul it be that shall not be afflicted in that same day, he shall be cut off from among his people. And whatsoever
There you
soul
go.
it's be that, what was that?
No, I said there you go, right there.
Oh, okay. He shall be cut off from among his
Verse
people.
29. He said, on that same day, So that means the same day that he ordered it to be, the day that is unchanging. It's fixed. It's a set date. It does not change. Then that's why I was saying, like, when you line the calendar up and you look at it from year to year, it stays the same. It's unchanging. It doesn't change. It's fixed. When you look at other calendars, the days vary. The days vary in which the feasts land on, they vary. This specific calendar, the days don't vary. They stay the same.
Wow. When you say they stay the same.
You see what I'm talking about? Ark? Yeah, what Brother Israel said is true. That's why I said, because every year with this calendar, all the feast days, it stays on the exact same day. It don't change. And all these camps, their feast days shifting from here to there, all over the place, because they're following the moon. You see what I'm saying? And you heard what Yahweh said in Leviticus? If you do not afflict your soul and keep the day of atonement on this specific day, don't matter who it is, Israelite, keeping whatever laws, whatever thing, you're going to get cut off, because that day is one of the most important feast days of all. You see what I'm saying? So that's why Judah the Hebrew, he's been trying to get in contact with Truth Unedited, because right now he have the biggest Israelite following community right now. And what he did, he found this calendar called the Zadok calendar, and that's wrong, because that calendar came from these priests from Zadok and them, who believe that Israel is in Ethiopia, no kind of nonsense. And it's a shame, because he's misleading people with this calendar called the Zadok. Yeah, the Levitical exactly, yeah. And he misleading people with this nonsense calendar called the Zadok, you know what I'm saying? And that's why Judah the Hebrew, he's been trying to reach out to all these camps, GMS, IUIC. Let him look, hey, listen, guys, let's all of us come and sit down, let's talk. I'm going to show you guys my proof, precept upon precept, line upon line. This is the right calendar. My calendar is the right thing. It goes exactly in line with the scriptures, the Bible, the book of Joshua, the book of Enoch, and the book of Jubilees. And for up to this day, I bet so many of these camps, this for these videos.
It's Yahweh's calendar. I wouldn't even say it's Judah's calendar. It's Yahweh's calendar, and Yahweh just so happened to give it to this man. But watch what this says.
Exactly.
This is the 15th chapter of the book of Moses. It says, regardless of where they were, they will all be they will all be one in the knowledge and of subservience to the commandments made by Yahweh with the nation of Yasharal from before they left Egypt, when all shared the Passover 14 days after the first new moon, March, appeared in the heavens, which should be strictly observed according to the covenant established for liberation of the people of Yasharayah, prefiguring then that the Yasharayah nation, by observing the commandments given by me, Masha, would prefigure the house of the Lamb of Yahweh in all dispensations. For how much this Pasakal day to be observed strictly 14 days after the first new moon of the first month, Abayah, March, is to be kept in perpetuity among the people of the covenant, because it represents the liberation of his people from slavery in Egypt. So it starts with that. It starts with the beginning of the calendar. If most people are starting their new year this month, new year, it started last month on the equinox. The equinox is the setting, the spring equinox is the setting of the new calendar that very day. So when we read the book of Enoch, the calendar breaks down to 30, 30, and 31. That's quarter. 30, 30, and 31.
That's correct.
That's another quarter.
Yeah.
All the way around. That one extra day, that 31 day, is the equinox or the solstice going into the next quarter. So this is why the brothers who do not read Enoch or have nothing to do with Enoch cannot comprise, they can't replicate this calendar. They can't make this calendar.
Yeah.
And then when we go into the book of Jasher,
brother Israel. Yeah, brother Israel. Sorry for interrupting, but I just want something quickly.
No,
check this out. My brother Jadon, you gotta drop a bomb for this, okay? Let me tell you something right now. No, let me tell you. Listen. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. You see how three of us talking right now? This is Yahweh working through brother Israel, Porter, myself, to get through to you, because you know why? You are part of the elect. He's calling you. You're part of the 144,000. So you see, brother Judah tried to get in contact with GMS, IUIC, Truth Unedited. Nobody respond. But you see what happened tonight? On the day of the Feast of Unleavened Bread, Yahweh is using Israel Porter and myself to get through to you, because you know why? He wants you to be on the same line, because he know you're going to be part of the elect. How about that?
I said,
you see what I'm saying? That's powerful. You see? So Jadon, you're elect, brother. You're part of the 144,000. You know what I'm saying? So Yahweh trying to say, look, I'm going to use Israel Porter and brother Zoom to try to talk to this guy to let him get back on the track with the calendar, because brother, you see, Israel Porter just read it. If you don't keep the Day of Atonement on the right day, it doesn't matter what, you're going to get cut off. You see what I'm saying? So Yahweh choosing.
That's
I'm sorry, what did you say, Israel Porter?
I was just saying, that's Yah's word specifically. It stands.
Yeah, that's his word. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's not our word. Exactly. So you see, brother Israel Porter just showed it to you, brother Jaden. You see, you gotta keep the Day of Atonement on the right day, my brother. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, and you should feel happy, brother, because you know why? Hey, that's Yahweh working through us. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man.
Yeah, I would definitely agree on that. And like Shawal said, let us all be of the same mind. Let there be no divisions among us. And these things specifically are causing great division in the house of Yasharayah. It is. What did he say? He said, now I appeal to you, brothers, by the authority of our King Yahushua HaMashiach, that you all speak the same thing, that there be no divisions among you, but that you may be perfectly united in mind and thought. So that's important. And he wrote that because that's what the king told him to write. So that's coming from Yahusha himself. That's coming from the king himself. And when you read the book of Masha, he repeats it over and over how important it is for us to be on one accord and in unity and in synchronization. That is important. That's highly important. The unification of Israel, the whole world is scared of that. And I even hear conversations like, well, y'all can't even agree on the same name. But see, that's beyond the point. We're gonna get there. It's just the main things need to be worked out. Then Yah will start giving us what he needs
and
to
you know
give
what?
us.
And you know what, Israel Porter? And to expand on that, let me tell you something. You see, so Rita D, she should be happy and blessed too. She's part of the 144,000. That's why Yahweh have her on here tonight to hear this conversation, because Yahweh know what he's doing. Because if he didn't want Sister Rita D to hear these things, and my brother Jadon, he would never bring my brother Israel Porter and I on here to try to help you with the, you know what I'm saying? So Yahweh know what he's doing. He choosing his people, the elect 144,000, and who was the one to listen and being stubborn, they're going to get cut off. You see what I'm saying?
And even going back to what you're talking about with the tariffs and stuff like that, right? The economy is bound to fall. We know it's going to happen. But we have to remember that Yashara'el's obedience in Egypt, in Goshen, was because their obedience kept them protected from all of the stuff that happened around them. So even though we're walking through the valley of the shadow of death right now, all of these things look scary. Oh, the tariffs, oh, the economy, oh, the recession, oh, all these different things. Just by keeping the days on the specific day that he said to keep it on, I'm telling you, man, look, listen. Yah has blessed me so much since keeping the right days. It's ridiculous. I can't even begin to explain how much he has blessed me. I'm going to say it like this. I'm in a place right now where I'm not supposed to be according to the world standards, but nothing is impossible with Yah. He moved the situation around for me to be where I'm at right now today. So with this being said, I know for a fact it's because of the obedience. Yes, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments is the covenant, right? But keeping the feast days is even of the same importance in the antitype, which means the shadow of something. So in the heavenly realm, they're keeping the feast of unleavened bread right now as we speak. Right now, in the heavenly,
Yes, that's correct.
in this physical realm, this is the shadow of that realm. That's why he told Masha, write the things according to the pattern in which you saw in the heavens. So everything is patterned when we're talking about Yahweh. Everything is patterned. Everything is order. He set things in place, right? Just like when he set the firmament. He set the firmament. It's unmovable, it's unchanging, it's unwavering. Just by these specific things alone, we can see that Yahweh is firm. He's grounded. Even the scriptures attest to that when it says Yahweh does not change. So if he doesn't change, I'm pretty sure that he would set up a calendar that doesn't change either. And if I was to read further in the sealed book of Moses, he explains it. It's an unchanging day. It does not change. It's unmovable. It's fixed. So from the time of Enoch, which Enoch is before Genesis, to now, which we're in the Revelation, the book, it flows equally with those dates. Now, when we get up to the time of the Maccabees, this is where they tried to implement their different doctrines according to the calendar. This is where they implemented all of these different calendars. This is where all these different calendars coming from. Because they're trying to dissuade us from keeping the correct days. Because they know what happens if we do. They know
Go
what
ahead,
happens if we do.
hold that thought real quick, Israel Porter. Man asked a question. Shalom to you, man. They said, can you use goat for Passover or only lamb? So I have on screen Exodus 12:5. And the context, we'll scroll up to the top, the Passover lamb. And this answers our question earlier, Okira, Zoom play. This speaks about Aviv. It doesn't say Aviv. It doesn't say Aviv, but it says, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. That's why on the tip of my tongue, I was going to say Exodus 12, but I was like, I don't know if it says Aviv, but if you do, if you look at some, if you look into the scripture, you'll find Aviv, you'll find the name Aviv, but it's not in. I'll type it in here shortly, but let me go ahead and show man the scripture real quick. The individual in the chat by the name of Man, they asked the question, can you use goat for Passover or only lamb? So I'm showing on screen the context, which we got to do. Passover lamb, speaking about Passover. This speaks about the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year. So then, we skip down. Okay, and it says, your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. So here's your answer, man. So I just wanted to show that. I just wanted to answer.
Oh, no, that was definitely a good question. That was a good question. Great question.
Yeah, so Exodus 12:5 is your answer. But yes, you want me to type in Aviv? Let's go ahead and get it. It's Aviv, but it's pronounced Aviv right here. Exodus 13:4. This day came ye out in the month Aviv. So if you want some context,
how about y'all?
Go to Exodus 3:12. But yes, the first month is Aviv. So, I think Zoom play dropped off.
Oh,
I didn't kick you out. Yeah, but
yeah,
you guys just go. Go ahead, because I did cut you off. I just wanted to address that question.
No, you go ahead, brother. No, you go ahead. I insist.
Okay, so I was asking if Ema wanted to get on the panel. Ema Rita. Okay, she just says no. Just give someone else a chance. We may want to come on. Well, I'm putting on the link is on the screen. I just removed it. Let me go ahead and put the link on screen again. I had it up there, then I removed it. So there you go. So yeah, Israel, you guys was going in. You and Zoom Play, you guys was really trying to get me to come over to the other side, so to speak. But just in all honesty, I still have I have so many questions that I know tonight I'm not going to bring them up, but maybe at another time we can speak more in depth about it. And also,
you definitely can.
Yeah, to Zoom Play's request, I would like to speak to Judah the Hebrew. I like to have him on this platform and we can dialogue. Like for me, I just want to just build and learn. I'm not even trying to debate, because for me to debate somebody, it's like I got to know their stance. I got to know what we're debating. It has to be a reason. I'm not going out of my way to debate somebody just to debate. Like I'm not a master debater, if you know what I mean. However, if you know what I mean, I don't master debate. I mean, there's some people out there that's how they get down. But
that's
me,
what they do. Yeah,
that's not how, unless it's necessary. Like, I'm not running from nobody, but I'm not looking for no fight either. So, but yeah, I like to have Judah the Hebrew on, and hey, if we like to talk about this on another live stream, we can do so. Now we are coming to a close, so as we wrap up, I will say to you that I have so many questions in regards to the calendar.
Well, you have my you got my social media. Just reach out to me anytime.
For sure. And even with the scripture that you guys brought up, speaking about the Day of Atonement, I have so many questions in the scriptures that you guys brought out. Like, I don't know if we're gonna have enough time to get to them, but I have some questions just
not
on
right
those
now.
scriptures. Yeah. They'll turn into a whole, it'll be a whole movie here till the sun come up.
Yeah. But like I said, you can always reach out to me. You got my social, so you know what I'm saying. We can definitely link up and chop it up a little bit more about this matter.
Yeah, I sent you a message on Instagram about a video I sent you with a woman from Israel who said African Americans got to come back to the Holy Land. You know what I'm saying? Because this is where they belong. I sent you the video on Instagram. You can check it out.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I've seen it. I got the message. I didn't watch the video because I seen the video. I seen it.
Oh, okay.
I remember when you brought it up. I want to say it was last week. You were talking about that video, and if I recall, I said, I think I know the video that you're talking about. And guess what? That was the video that was the same video. That video was powerful.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
For her to say that, and she living in Israel, she knows the truth, you know.
Absolutely.
It's funny because I actually know a few people out there, and they've confirmed it. Ashkenaz and all. You know what I'm saying? They confirmed it themselves. Like, hey, man, such and such and blah blah blah. I said, oh yeah. They said, yeah. I said, okay.
Yeah. So, I have a friend. I have a friend on Facebook. She's an Ashkenazi Jew, fake Jew, and I spoke to her. I said, look, I just want you to know that you know that we are the real Israelites, right? She's like, yeah, of course I know that. I'm like, all right. I just want you to make sure that you know that we are the real people. And you know what she said? She said, yeah. She said, Adonai Yahweh is coming to redeem us and bring us back into the land. Can you believe she said that? She said that, bro. Can you believe she said? I was like, what? I was like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna send you some screenshots. I'm gonna send you screenshots of the messages that I had with her. I'm gonna send it to you. And she's a strictly Ashkenaz, Kaza, fake Jew, and she confessed that the Most High coming to redeem us and bring us back into the land. You know what I'm saying?
I just called it the 48ers.
These are not my words. These are not my words. These are the words of Zoom Play. I'm throwing you under the bus, Ak. You said it.
I just call them the 48ers, man. So that way we ain't got no funk. We ain't got no funk.
48ers.
The 48ers, man.
I was being sarcastic earlier. I was like, 48ers. Who are you talking about? I wonder who you was talking to. Yeah, I was being a smart
Israel Porter. Are you on Instagram, Israel Porter?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you should follow me.
Yeah, I am Israel Porter, man.
Oh, okay. My one is
Israel Porter.
Yeah, my one is Zoom_fitness.
Okay.
Yeah. You see a guy with a purple t-shirt on with a black blazers on. Yeah, that's me. And I always ask Jaden. Jaden see my story. I post music. I post biblical prophecies. I post stuff because I'm trying to awaken the masses, like the lost sheep. You know what I'm saying?
Did I spell it right? Did I spell it right? Israel Porter? Did I spell your IG correctly?
_ I Israel I am _ Israel Porter. But Sister Rita D, we talking about the bloodline descendants of Abraham, Yatzachak, and Yaakov. That's what we talking about. We not talking about the 48ers because we know they.
We know they are the people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? And listen to me. It goes to show how fake these 48ers are, right? Because check this out. You remember Yahweh told Moses that the Israelites should wear tzitzit or fringes, and they're supposed to be like a blue ribbon around, right? They're wearing the tzitzit, whatever they call it. There's no blue. It's all white strings. Like right there alone, should tell you that look, these people are crazy.
From the Nile River. Read a D from the Nile River to the Euphrates. All that's our land.
Oh, Ak, you didn't know that, Ak?
I didn't know it was all. I didn't know they was wearing all white ZZs. I didn't know that.
Yeah. There's no blue. There's no blue ribbon in it. Yeah, there's none.
Wow.
Yeah, I've been noticed that. I said, wait, hold on. Ain't they? I said, never mind.
Yeah,
Never mind.
Never mind.
I know, right? I said the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. Are they serious? They talking about they're the chosen people, and look, there's no blue ribbon on them. Like,
Where's
I'm
the
like, they
cord
gotta
of
be
blue?
kidding me, man.
Right.
And you know what? And it goes to show you how corrupted they are. They don't even believe in Hamashiach, the Messiah. You know what I'm saying? So how do you call
Oh,
themselves the
yeah.
Israelites and the Jews?
But don't get it wrong. There's some that do. They're just
Yeah, there's some. Yeah,
outcasting from
that
the
is true. Yeah, I
Orthodox,
shouldn't.
you know.
Yeah, you're right. I shouldn't speak. I shouldn't speak general. You're right. There's some. Yeah, there's some do. Yeah.
There's
Yeah,
some
you
that
even got
do.
you remember back in the day they got, well, they're still around, Jews for Jesus. Y'all remember that? Y'all know about Jews for Jesus?
That is old school right there. Yeah, I remember
For
that.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's a real
The
movement.
Messianic Jews.
Yeah, yep, uh-huh.
Yeah. Hey, Rita D, tell Rita D to follow me too, man. Rita D, she's our sister, man. We gotta show some love to Rita D, man. She gave us some tough questions, you know. We gotta show
Yeah, well
some love to Rita D, man.
that's right. That's right. Zoom play. See, I like that. I love the class and the humility and the
Yeah,
respect because that's our Ema. That's our mother right there. That's
yeah,
our,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
yeah,
She's tough. She's tough. You know, she's
right.
not just gullible. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's our elder. You know, hey, you know, in our community, we was brought up. I don't know about this generation now, but we was brought up to respect your elders. We always
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
respect you.
definitely.
So like,
Hey,
that's all.
Ak, can you please put up Judah the Hebrew email so Rita can probably contact him too, and you can contact him too, you know, to have
Yeah,
a talk, you know.
yeah,
So it's
absolutely.
Judah,
Yeah.
it's
Hold on,
JUDAHTHE.
one second. Let me. I'm trying to do two things at once. I'm sending this text message to Rita to Ema Rita. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can contact me offline, Ema Rita, for sure. Yeah, my email. Contact my email. Let me go ahead and show my email. Well, I mean, I could put it on screen. I'll just do that. I'll put it on screen. jadenbenisrael@gmail.com.
Hey, Ak, do you want me to send Brother Judah your email so he can contact you too?
Yeah. Would you like to send it to my email? You could do that.
Yeah, I'll send you his email, and then I'm gonna send him
You can do it
him
on
your
IG
email
too.
too.
You can send it on IG. Whatever's easiest for you. I'll get it either way. If you send it on IG or
Yeah,
if you send it
yeah.
on my email, whatever works for you.
And you know, is listen to me, brother Israel Porter said something a while ago, and it's so true. Ever since, because listen to me, when I first came into the awakening, right? I went on YouTube. I saw so many camps talking about the new moon and the calendar, and I'm like, what is it talking about? I have no idea what it's about. So I'm like, what is guys talking about? The new moon, the calendar. And let me tell you something. One night I went on my knees and I prayed. I said, Yahweh, please help me with this. I want to know what's going on with this new moon, this calendar. I have no idea what's going on. Please direct me to somebody who could teach me. Ak, no lie, few days after, bam, found Brother Judah. When I saw he break down all these, bro, dude. Let me tell you, when I saw he break down everything from Enoch, Jubilees, Joshua, Bible, I'm like, I almost cry. Say, Yahweh, I can't believe this. I just prayed actually a few days ago. What was that,
Because
my brother? What you said?
I didn't see that. I came later on. And it's
Right.
crazy because the very thing that you just said, Yahweh had me sit down and do that very thing, go back to Enoch, Joshua, Jubilee. And I even ended up getting my hand on the sealed book of Moses. And it was like, yo, all of these books are saying the same thing. I'm like, okay. Then he took me back to Maccabees and I said, oh my goodness. I said, how come we haven't seen this? How come we? I said, yo, somebody need to be. And that's when he revealed that's Brother Judah's task. that's his department. That calendar, that's his
Yeah,
specialty.
yeah.
That
And you know
Yahweh has
what?
awarded him.
And you know what exactly what Israel Porter said? Brother Judah said that on one of his Zoom meeting on a Friday and Saturday. He said, you know what? He said he believed that Yahweh have him in this position to help Israel to follow the right calendar. He said that, Brother Judah.
Yep. That's facts. Because that's what was revealed to me. And I was like, okay, well, if that's the case, then that's it. That's it. And when he confirmed the calendar, I was like, okay, there's no need to be looking at anything else. Like, this is it. And
Yeah.
when it really sealed the deal when he put in front of me the sealed book of Moses, and it made even more sense. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Masha was the one who wrote the first 5 books. You know, he actually wrote more books than the first 5. But as far as we know, and what is told to us, he wrote the first 5 books. And he was on that mountain for 40 days and 40 nights. So there was things that were told to him that we don't have no record of. But guess what? We do. It's just that many don't know of the sealed book of Moses. When I bring it up, people are like, oh, what's that? But it's out there. It does exist. If you do want a copy of it, I have a copy of it that I can relate to.
Yeah. And you know what? Wow. I'm telling you, when you sit down and talk to Brother Judah and he break down the calendar and show it to you, I'm telling you, your mouth, your jaw gonna drop. You're gonna be like, oh my goodness, this brother speaking the truth. You're gonna be shocked, bro. You're gonna be like, you know what? This calendar is for real. That's the first thing gonna come to your mind. You know what? This calendar is real.
Especially when he explains what happened with Yahusha ben Nan when he had the sun and the moon stand still for a day.
Yeah,
he really
yes. Like, he said that. Yes, that is true.
Yep.
Yes, I'm telling you, man. When you see Brother Judah bring that calendar, my man, you're gonna be shocked, bro. The first thing gonna come to your mind, this brother speaking the truth. That's the first thing you're gonna say. This brother is speaking the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because Brother Judah said his biggest burden right now is Israel not following the right calendar. He said that's his biggest burden right now. He said every day he gets up, that's one his biggest burden because he's trying to contact so many camps to come together. Let's all of us talk about the calendar to get the calendar right. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to the information that he brings out. Like you said, it's jaw dropping. And
it's powerful, man.
Yeah, it's powerful for real, man. When that guy brings in the ark, I'm telling you, you're gonna be shocked, man. You're gonna be like, wow. First thing, you know what you're gonna say? This man speaking the truth. Second thing you're gonna say, you know what? Why couldn't find this brother all this time? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I just, just as a heads up though, I ask a lot of questions.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. And he gonna answer all these questions in respect too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. For sure. Because even like when I got into the awakening, like I didn't just like wake up right away. Like I was kind of dabbling into Kemet. I was kind of like in limbo. I was kind of into the. I used to watch Sinetta a lot. I was kind of into I was like a Christian / Kemet. I don't know. I was kind of confused. So and like hearing the camps, I was hearing what some of them was. I was hearing what they were saying. I was agreeing with some of the stuff they were saying, but I was just, I don't know. It's just the spirit that they that many of them, they carry. I'm just, that's not what I represent.
Yeah.
I mean, what I'm basically saying is, I'm not easy to convince.
To persuade,
But I'm not saying I wouldn't know. I'm saying that too. I'm not saying that I won't.
When Yahweh woke me up, when Yahweh woke me up, it was in 2016, actually 2014. But I didn't get serious about it until 2016. And he took me away from the world for me to sit down and actually learn the correct way. And I learned then that it's a specific order to the way the information is supposed to be given, right? The first thing that he taught me was terms and titles. And that was a big one because I was used to saying specific things and I was used to having certain things in my vocabulary, but I had to learn how to change it. It took me 16 months, just about 16 months, 2 years to change it, right? And those very terms and titles have certain things connected to them, have certain energies and things connected to it. And that goes back to me what I was saying with Alahaya or Al, right? Or El, Elohim. There's certain energies connected to these things. And when we do a deeper etymological study, it gets deep. It gets so deep, it's like, yo,
Yeah.
so you mean to tell me that this whole time that I've been doing such and such A, B, and C, and that wasn't what I was supposed to be doing? It's a lot. And that's my department. That's where y'all set me, right? So, you know, when I stumbled upon Brother Judah, when he put him in my foresight, I was like, okay, this is another piece. So there's pieces all over that Yahweh has set up. And the thing is to put the pieces in the proper order. Going back to what I said, I learned. And when you start putting these things in a proper order, you start aligning them up, you're like, okay, the whole purpose is for the pure worship of Yahweh. That is the purpose. If we're not worshiping him purely, then there's some kind of corruption there, and that corruption needs to be moved, right? And Yah has risen up teachers, seers, prophets, apostles for this very work, to remove the corruption from Yasharal so we can get back in a pure standing with Yah. That's the ticket right there. And Brother Judah is one of them brothers. Pastor Kelly is one of them brothers. Yoshiyahu, one of them brothers. I'm one of them brothers. So, Yah has his people set up strategically. And if we know anything about Yah, that's what he does. That's how he moves. So, in being in this awakening, there has been a lot of revealing moments. There's even things that I've learned that I don't even think Yashariah is ready for. Like Thomas said, if I was to tell you what was told to me, you would throw stones at me, but them very stones would turn back at you and burn you up. Like, this is how deep it is. So, I thank y'all every day, for being in this awakening and coming across brothers like you, Jaden, beloved brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love my people, man. I want to see us all I want to see us all make it. I want to see us all win. I want to have that glass of wine with you at the table of the king, at the wedding feast. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna end it like that, brother. Shalom.
Yeah, and I just want to touch on what Israel Porter said earlier. Ever since I got in this awakening, I found Brother Judah and following the calendar and the right feast days, it's been a blessing to my life. Things fall into place easy. I feel happy. Yahweh been blessing me, so I give Yahweh all praises and all kavod for that. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's what I'm saying, man. It's all about keeping those feast days on the right days, and it's true,
I gotta ask you this, Zoom Play.
Yeah.
Yesterday we had on Stephen Graham, and you came on. I saw you on the live stream. We saw you in the chat. But
Yeah.
I asked a question because our good brother Stephen Graham, he's from the UK, but his family is from Jamaica. He's from Jamaica.
Oh, nice.
So
that's where Brother Judah from. That's where Judah he was from.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, Judah Hebrew. Yeah, he's Jamaican and he lives in Georgia. Yeah, he's Jamaican. Yeah.
Yeah, but did you notice Brother Stephen Graham's accent yesterday?
Yeah, I heard a little bit. Yeah, man. You know, yeah, man. The Jamaican accent, yeah, man.
Yeah. So like, yeah, and we addressed the question. I asked you. I know you're out in New York, but are you from the Caribbean? Out?
Yeah. I'm from Trinidad and Tobago.
All right.
Yeah, so Jamaica is right next. Yeah, Jamaica is right next to my island. We're neighbors. Jamaica, Trinidad, we're neighbors. You know.
That's where. Correct me if I'm wrong. That's where Rihanna's from. Is that right?
Yeah, Rihanna. Yeah, Busta Rhymes. Who else? The guy from this guy from Fresh Prince from Fresh. Huh?
Busta Rhymes is from Trinidad. I thought he was from Jamaica.
Oh no, I think
yeah, family from Jamaica. He's from Jamaica, Queens, I believe.
Oh no, yeah, no, this is in New York, Jamaica, Queens in New York. But I think he have his family or one of his parents from Trinidad. Oh, you know from Trinidad too? Foxy Brown.
That's right. I knew that.
Yeah,
and don't tell my wife. Don't tell my wife. I had a crush on her when I was young.
Yeah, Foxy Brown. Yeah, and oh, this guy from the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the chubby fat guy. What's his who was making Carlton?
Carlton?
Yeah, he from Trinidad too. Carlton, yeah.
With the
the dance. Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. A bunch of celebrities from my island. Yeah, Rihanna, Carlton, Foxy Brown. I think this guy too. What's his name? I think one of those I think one of Tyler Perry movie. I'm trying to remember his name, man. Oh, but our island produced a lot of celebrities, and especially in sports too, in track and field.
Not Idris Elba. Not Idris Elba. No, Elba. Idris.
I can't remember his name. Oh man, Squeaky Clean, come again, man. Jeez, man.
Oh, I could block him. I could block him.
No, but leave him because he need to hear the truth. He need to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? He need to hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Squeaky Clean, cool, man. He cool. Yeah, Squeaky Clean, he's cool. I need to come to show some support. You know, he come to show some support. So he's cool, man. He's cool.
Hey,
Squeaky Clean,
we love him too. We love him too. I feel
yeah, we love him. We love Squeaky Clean, man. We love him.
we love you, Squeaky. We love you, Squeaky.
Yeah, we love you, brother. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, man. Yeah, so Trinidad, yeah, they produce a lot of athletes, celebrities, but the most important thing that all of us in the Caribbean, we are from the tribe of Benjamin and Judah, you know what I'm saying? And it's time for us to awaken, for them to awaken to the identity, you know what I'm saying?
All praises.
Yeah, man.
Oh, glory. Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because African Americans, Trinidadians, Jamaicans, Haitians, Grenadians, Barbados, we all from the tribe of Judah and Benjamin and the Levites, you know?
The only difference is where we got dropped off.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only difference. Yeah.
That's the only difference.
Yeah, exactly. Yep, that's the only difference.
Yep. Yoruba, Igbo, the Iwe.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. Benin, Togo.
All right, fam. So we approaching 2:30. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna wrap it up, but I'm gonna go ahead and allow Israel Porter go ahead and give your closing, and then I'll allow Zoom Play to give his closing, and then we'll be out here. Shalom, double T the Hebrew. What's good, fam?
I love all my people, and I want to see us all be in the kingdom, laughing and loving on one another. And you know, it's time that we all come together as one people, and we sit down and we talk about our differences, not with pride and not with hubris. We need to sit down and talk about our differences, and we need to purge out the leaven among us, right? And the only way that we can do that is if we come humbly amongst each other, submitting to one another. That's the only way we can do it. And this is what Yahweh wants, and this is what he has called me to do, is to set the order and to bring unity to the house. So
yeah, well said, well said.
All glory, all glory, all praises, all praises. One more time for Israel Porter. That's right. Yeah, Double T. Yeah. Hey, if we have more time, I gotta get ready and go to work tomorrow. I do have a job, but yeah, it'll be an honor to speak to you. For sure. I'll open the panel next week. But yes, go ahead, Zoom Play. Go ahead and close out.
Yeah, man. I just want to say all praises, all kavod to the Most High Yahweh and his son Yahushai Hamashiach, because this was a very interesting and very important conversation we had tonight. And I'm telling you, man, Yahweh, he's working through my brother Israel Porter, because look how he come on here. I come on at the same time, and it's surprising to know that this brother saw brother Judah Hebrew calendar, and it's you see, this is all Yahweh work. And I gotta say, Jaden, man, you are chosen, bro. Yahweh chose you, and that's why he have all of us talking about these things, because he wants us to get in line with the right calendar and the right feast days. You see what I'm saying? So we just gotta keep our head up high and just stay focused with the commandments and the laws, and keep the feast days on the right days, and just stay strong until the kingdom come, man, and just do what's right, because our salvation is very near, man. You know what I'm saying? Yahusha is about to crack open that sky and descend, you know what I'm saying, with the angels. So it could be a beautiful day, man. It could be a beautiful time when you return and claim this earth, you know what I'm saying? As quickly clean. You're gonna be a kingdom too, bro.
All praises, all glory, all kavod to our great King. All
That's
kavod.
right. His
Toda
kingdom
Akeem.
coming soon.
That's right. Toda Rabah Akeem. Thank you so much, brothers. That's in Hebrew. Thank you so much. Thank you, family, for joining us on tonight's live stream. Make sure that we continue to love our Creator, to love Yahweh with all of our heart, with all of our strength, and with all of our soul. I'm Jade Israel. That's Israel Porter. That's Zoom Play. Until next time, shalom, fam.
Shalom, shalom, brother Israel. Shalom, Jaden.
Shalom, brothers. Shalom. Shalom.